Artist.
Hello, my name is Brian Lowery with McKinnon Toyota. Today what we're going to talk about is a few of the concerns that you have about the Prius or the hybrid system in general. One of the biggest things we hear is people are really concerned because they think it's a new technology. They think it's something that just came out simply because they're seeing all the commercials in the last few years because of the fuel prices have gone up, and actually starting seeing a lot more hybrids on the road. In fact, the Prius debuted in Japan in 1997 with a 98 model. It then followed in 2000, actually debuting in the United States. So as you can see behind me, this is a 2012 Prius. It's a third generation Prius. So as you can see, with being a 2012, the Prius has been out for actually a very long time. Another concern as we go around and we'll just look is about the horsepower or the power of the Prius. A lot of people are concerned that, hey, I don't want to carry an extension cord around with me and plug up anything. Well, that's just not true. There's no cord to be plugged in on the Prius. It has a 1.8 4-liter 16-valve engine that actually nets 134 horsepower combined with the electric and the engine motor. It strictly runs off 87 octane fuel, so you're not paying for the premium price fuel. This vehicle right here, it gets a combined fuel mileage of 50 miles per gallon. Toyota's kept it pretty simple under here, as you can see. It goes along with all the other Toyota brands. All their containers in here are clear. That way it doesn't matter. You don't have to get dirty. You can raise the hood and you can check all your fluids because it is a clear container. They use the rubber hoses. Up here on the windshield wiper fluid, it's all rubber hoses, unlike a lot of our competitors who use plastic. The reason Toyota does that is simply because Toyotas do last a long time, and that way they do not dry rot. Just little things like that Toyota does to make sure we are at top of line of the product. What we'll do is step around here. I want you to kind of look at the inside of the cabin room. Another big concern that we hear is that people don't want to buy a compact car. Well, that's not true. This vehicle here, as you can see, which I'm around 6'1", about 270 pounds, so I'm kind of a big guy. But as I get it in, it actually has a real low entrance area. And then when I sit in here, you can see my knees are nowhere close to the dash. The front room leg room is actually as much as the 2012 Camry. This car, in fact, has so much room, it's not considered a compact car. It's in the class of a 4-door sedan. Most people are unaware of that, and that's the reason they don't ever consider a Prius. You can see headroom. I actually have plenty. We're nowhere near the top. Shoulder room, I have plenty. So it's not like I'm cramped inside this car. Take a look at the back seat. Again, if you have a small family, this back seat right here is positioned in a way to when someone gets in it, they have plenty of room. This front seat right here is actually pulled all the way back, giving the front driver plenty of room. Even myself, my knees are still not touching the front seat right here. It's actually curved to give you more room. The seat is lifted up off the ground, of the floor, so your feet can actually tuck up underneath it so you feel like you're not real snug in here. Okay? As we move around to the rear, from the outside, simply because the slick looking design that the Prius have, a lot of people think that there's no room in it, which is totally wrong also. If you look as far as the cargo space, again, just like setting in, you have a low entranceway right here, and what that does is getting groceries, anything, luggage in and out. It makes it real easy because you don't even hardly have to bend your back, and it's just straight in and straight out. Has a little extra cargo space underneath, tucked away. That way you can put stuff in there. It also has a tonneau cover that comes right here. That way if you have stuff you don't want people looking inside to see, you can actually cover with that. Another benefit back here is the 60/40 split seats. If you have something large to carry, you can actually fold both of these down. The cargo cover comes out and stows in here. Gives you a lot of cargo space. One nice thing about the back, when you're looking out the rear of your mirror and driving, you have the glass up here. Of course, you have the rear spoiler right here as for aerodynamics. But one thing the Prius has done is actually put a glass underneath this spoiler, and you can actually see that from the rear of your mirror. That way you don't have any blind spots. As we continue to walk around, we'll look in the front seat here. Again, slick design on the side, and it's very comfortable once you get in. And again, there's plenty of room. Again, you don't have to lift up and get in. Everything's high technology in the Prius, but it's easy to work. On the steering wheel here, you have all your steering wheel controls. You have your Bluetooth. This is called a touch tracer. That way when you're driving, actually everything comes up and you can see your radio controls. You can see your temperature controls, and you never have to take your eye off the road while you're driving. That way you're not searching over here to try to find something. I can spend hours going over this car, or I can spend several more minutes if you'd like to come down and take a look. If you do, just come to Clanton, Alabama and ask for Brian Lowery, and I'd be glad to go with the Toyota Prius with you.